What's up guys, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a good one for you. I'm going to be giving you everything that you need to know about Orinda, California. So if you're thinking about making the move out to the East Bay, definitely have this town on your radar. Let's jump right in and check it out. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on for Orinda is its location, and that's one of the biggest draws for the town amongst many other things. But the location, especially if you are commuting into Oakland or into San Francisco for your work, Orinda is just an absolutely ideal location to be able to get you into those employment centers in a very short period of time compared to some of the other Contra Costa County and East Bay towns, cities, suburbs. And so that's one of the things that makes Orinda the most attractive, is it's located just on the east side of the Caldecott Tunnel. It's also the first BART exit right when you get through the Caldecott Tunnel. So this will cut down on your commute time, and it will limit the amount of traffic that you're going to have to sit in or deal with during those commute hours. Orinda is also located very close to the town of Moraga, as well as Lafayette. And so from a location perspective, it's really an absolutely fantastic area. And we're going to dive into the location a little bit more a little bit later in this video when we talk about some of the things and activities that you can do for Orinda. First thing on our list that we're talking about here, things that you need to know about Orinda, is its location. So this leads me right into talking about its commute. Okay, so if you need to get into Oakland, you are looking at maybe a 15-minute drive at the most, depending upon which part of Oakland that you need to get into. But it's a very easy commute to go right through the Caldecott Tunnel on Highway 24 and then get to some of the other major thoroughfares, whether that's Highway 13, Highway 580 or 880. But it's very easy to get to any one of those areas from Orinda. You also can head further east on Highway 24 and get to the towns of Lafayette, Walnut Creek, Concord if your employment is out that way, or what you will find in Lafayette, Walnut Creek, Concord, Pleasant Hill is a lot of restaurants, shopping, things like that to do. And so you're probably maybe a 10-minute drive to any of those locations depending upon where you're going. And so, you know, again, commute wise or where you're trying to get to is really great for Orinda. Now, if you need to get out to San Francisco, you're probably looking at about a 25 or 30-minute drive depending upon traffic. Again, it's a very easy commute to get through that Caldecott Tunnel and then over to the Bay Bridge and into the city. So that makes Orinda just a huge highlight for your work commute if you need to. Now, Orinda also has its own BART station, and again, I'll just keep it reiterating on this. It's one of the main draws for Orinda is that location. So you can jump on the Orinda BART train and be in Oakland. Again, same thing, maybe 10-15 minutes at the most, depending upon which stop you need to get off at, and probably about 20-25 minutes on the BART train to get into San Francisco. So you're really able to cut down on your commute times, the time that you're sitting in traffic, make it an easy ride for BART. So the commute factor for Orinda, it becomes a huge luxury. Okay, so let's dive into some of the other topics for Orinda. First, its community. Orinda is very, very well known for having a very strong community. It's a very tight-knit community. Now, for some people, that can be a little bit of a surprise because the neighborhoods in Orinda can be, depending upon which neighborhood it is, they can be a little bit spread out. And so having the homes spread out or the neighborhoods spread out makes it kind of seem like it might not be a tight-knit community, but it actually really is. Orinda does a great job of bringing the community together for events. It's a place where the parents within Orinda, they really rally around the schools and support the schools and things like that. And so it just creates an atmosphere. It's just a very tight-knit community. And so if that's something that you're looking for, you will definitely get that. Now, some of the other neighboring towns also have tight-knit communities, but Orinda is certainly known for that. Now, since I briefly just touched on the schools, let's dive into that a little bit further. Orinda is very well known for having excellent schools. They're rated amongst some of the best in all of California. Don't take my word for it. Like I say in all of my videos, do your own research. Make sure that the schools are what you're looking for, the programs that they offer. Go to greatschools.org. That's a great resource where you can find a lot of information about the schools, but you will find pretty much across the board that they are very, very highly ranked. So it's a place where your kids will be able to get a really great education, and that's all the way elementary school all the way up through the high school. And so if that's something that is important to you, if you're looking to get out to the East Bay, as I mentioned, from San Francisco or from Oakland, you want to make sure the schools are good. If you're trying to move from out of state, you want to make sure that the schools are good for your kids there, definitely have Orinda on your radar. Okay, before we jump into the other topics that we're going to touch on for Orinda, I wanted to quickly introduce myself. My name is Adam Dobrinich, local real estate agent here in the Bay Area. If there is anything that I can do for you in regards to your real estate needs, buying or selling, please do not hesitate to reach out. That number that's popping up below, I do answer all of my own phone calls, emails, text messages. I'd love to be a resource for you. With that being said, let's jump back into everything that you need to know about Orinda, California. Okay, so let's talk about Orinda's downtown. Now, when you compare Orinda's downtown to some of the neighboring cities like Lafayette, Walnut Creek, even Pleasant Hill or Concord, Orinda's downtown is quite small. Now they do have a very cool kind of historic downtown with the old Orinda movie theater. There's some great restaurants that are in there, and a couple little shops. And then you have just down the street another shopping center where there's a lot more restaurants. Your Safeway is there for your grocery shopping, that kind of thing. But they don't really have like a sort of a centralized downtown that is as large as some of the other neighboring cities. And so in my opinion, and from what I've heard from some people that I've helped buy theirs, they wish that there was a little bit more of a downtown. But I know the people that love there are very proud of it, and they really like just kind of the sort of small charming feel to their downtown. But definitely check it out and see if it works for you, see if it's something that you like. But just definitely consider it a little bit more on the smaller side compared to what you can find in some of the other towns. Now, because of where it's located and you can get to some of these other cities so quickly, might not be that big of a deal, but definitely look into that and see if that's something that is important to you. Now, I want to spend some time talking about the housing in Orinda. Orinda has some of the most desirable housing in all of the East Bay. They range from everything from large, beautiful estates on large acreage, all the way down to ample variety of single-family homes, townhomes, and condos. So there really is something for everybody within Orinda, but they are really, really well known for their larger estates and as well as their beautiful single-family homes, a lot of ranch-style homes. There has not been a lot of new construction, especially in the way of single-family homes, just because there's not a whole lot of areas to build. But we have seen some development on the townhomes and condos side of the equation. And so when it comes to housing, you're going to be looking at a price point for single-family homes kind of average around $2 million. Now, there are homes that you can find certainly in the the 1.5, 1.6 range, but that's kind of about the lower end of the housing price range within Orinda, and it pretty much goes up from there, and that's for the single-family homes. Now, townhomes, you're looking more in the $1.1 to $1.2 million range, and condos you can find kind of somewhere around the $700,000 range and going up a little bit from there. But that's one of the things when it comes to the housing in Orinda. It is an affordability factor that you definitely have to kind of keep in mind. So if the price point of 1.5 and kind of going up from there is what you're looking for, definitely check out Orinda, because they do have some beautiful homes. They're kind of tucked away in the foothills here of the East Bay. And like I said, you get a lot of different kinds of options as far as style goes, size, 2 stories, 1 story. And so there's just kind of almost something for everybody. So it's really hard to sort of narrow it down for a video like this, but definitely take a look at what the housing options are here and see if it's a good fit for you. So the housing leads me kind of right into talking about the Orinda Country Club. Now, the Orinda Country Club is one of the most well-known country clubs in all of the East Bay. They have a beautiful golf course, great amenities. The country club is also tucked away up in the hills a little bit, and so if a country club is something that you're looking for, along with all of the other amenities and things that the town of Orinda has to offer, the convenience factor of the Orinda Country Club within the community that's great. But I have helped many clients buy in the Orinda area, and one of the first things that they've done is apply to get into the country club. But it's certainly not a requirement to move into the community of Orinda and become a member of the country club, but we'll just call it like a nice feature of the community. If that's something that you are looking for, it's right there. It's very convenient, and so yeah, we definitely need to call out the Orinda Country Club as just one of the things that the town of Orinda certainly has to offer. Okay, so a couple of the last things that I want to touch on. First, let's talk about the outdoors. Now, Orinda, where, again, coming back to the location, where it's located in the East Bay, very close to a lot of outdoor space. The Briones Regional Park is close by, San Pablo, around the Berkeley Hills. And so if you are into doing outdoor activities where it's biking, hiking, walking on trails, things along those lines, you're going to have plenty of opportunity to conveniently do that within Orinda. It's actually one of the things that people like the most about it is it does have a very kind of outdoor naturey feel to it, and I think that that's one of the things that people really love about the town of Orinda is just being able to have easy access to those outdoor amenities and the ability to do these outdoor activities in such an easy way, and like I said, it's just really convenient. And you also have the Lafayette Reservoir, which is really close by to Orinda, and then of course if you need to go a little bit further out, you can get a little further east into Mount Diablo State Park, and so there's just a lot around you in general, but direct access within Orinda to outdoor activities and trails and that kind of thing, you'll certainly have a lot of that, and that definitely has to be on our list of things that we call out for Orinda. The next thing I want to talk about is the weather, because a lot of people think when you move to the East Bay, you move out to this side of the Caldecott Tunnel, that the weather, especially in the summer, can get really hot or really warm. In the winter, it does get a bit cooler. But for Orinda, because of where it's located right on the east side of the Berkeley and the Oakland hills, it doesn't get quite as hot as it does as you get kind of further into, like, let's say Walnut Creek or Concord. So the temperature is a little bit more moderate, which a lot of people really like, especially if you're moving from San Francisco where you're used to more moderate temperatures. You will find that in Orinda. Now, Orinda definitely will be hotter than what you would find in Oakland or in San Francisco, but it won't be quite as hot as what you get a little bit further east. And so that's one of the things that people really like. Now, it also does get colder in Orinda, and so when you think about like warm summer nights, they're going to be a little bit cooler in Orinda. You will get a lot of fog in Orinda as well, because sometimes that fog bank, as it makes its way over the Berkeley Hills, will settle right into the Orinda area there, and you will get a little bit more wind as well. And so the weather is a little bit interesting when you're thinking about moving to the East Bay and you're thinking about, like I said, warm, hot summer days and, warm summer nights. It will be a little bit more, moderate, a little bit more temperate, but a lot of people really love that. But definitely check out the weather and, what it has to offer there. But, certainly want to touch on that here for this video. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, as I mentioned, the town of Orinda does a really great job of, holding community events to bring the community together. And one of those is their farmers market. They're actually really well known for their farmers market. It's a fantastic, market. It's held weekly. If that's something that, you'd like to, be able to stroll around on the weekends and, find fresh produce and things like that, you'll definitely, get that with their farmers market. But aside from that, they do a lot of live events, concerts, and that kind of thing within the town of Orinda. And so that's just one of the things, that I wanted to mention, aside from the farmers market, is just all the, kind of events that the town of Orinda does. And of course, I've brought this up a few times, throughout the video, but its proximity to some of these other towns, whether it's Lafayette, Walnut Creek, Concord, Pleasant Hill, even, being very close to Moraga, you're going to have easy access to a lot of other towns where you can get shopping, restaurants, but also a lot of other, kind of live events, community events, farmers markets, festivals, things along those lines. So aside from what you're going to get directly from what the town of Orinda offers, you're going to be in very close proximity to being able to access a lot of this other stuff throughout the year. And, again, that's what really makes it fantastic. I hope you found this video helpful. If there is anything that I can do for you in regards to your real estate needs, buying or selling, please do not hesitate to reach out. As I mentioned before, I do answer all of my own phone calls, emails, text messages. My name is Adam Dobrinich, local real estate agent, and we'll catch you on the next video.